Caleb.
Hello, Day with Caleb. Today we are looking at extinct movie stores, movie rental places that you would go to buy movies that unfortunately are, are no longer in existence. We have 8 places. Some you might be familiar with, others you might not have ever heard of. So let's dive in and take a look at these 8 extinct video movie rental movie buying places. The first one, and this probably most of you will not be familiar with unless you lived in Perry or around that area, and that is Linko. Does anybody out there, have you ever heard of Linko? It's L-Y-N-C-O, Linko. This was a great store. It was a movie rental place. It was a game rental place. You could buy old movie posters. They would promote a movie that was coming to video, home video, to rent. Then after that movie, a couple of weeks would go by, they would put the posters in this huge, massive bin, and they would write, what it was. Got probably 7 or 8 posters from there. The one I remember the most is The Kid with Bruce Willis. Who remembers that movie? We bought that and a couple others. The game I rented the most there was the War of the Gems, the Marvel game where you could play as Wolverine, Spider-Man, Captain America, Storm. Or am I cross-gaming? I think that might be Arcade's Revenge, X-Men, Hulk. Hulk was the other one. But you would go around collecting these gems. Infinity Stones were the gems, and they had a program. If you would rent it 5 or 6 times, you would actually buy it. So I bought this game because I ran it so much on Super Nintendo. It came with the case and the insert. I need to see if I might have the box cut up in a scrapbook somewhere, probably. So Linko was a great, great local store that you could buy movies, posters, games from. Actually, on a side note, we had our first wreck there. It was raining. There was like a security guard, rent-a-cop lady directing traffic. This person slammed on brakes. We skidded or slid into him. Anyway, that's completely random fact, but I do remember that because years later we would go back and Linko would be closed right there at that spot. So number 2 is Suncoast Video. Now we had our Suncoast Video in the mall, but your Suncoast video might have been, somewhere else, maybe in a strip mall outside or in a local section. Probably not in the mall, but ours, I remember going in there and they had the Three Stooges collection volumes, and I would want so bad to get one of the volumes, but Suncoast was a little on the pricier side for some items. Uh, I do remember getting the the mystery Murder by Death. I do believe we got that at Suncoast Video. They would have these cool uh, wood poster cutout things. I remember that. So that is Suncoast Video. Number 3 is Video Warehouse. We had 4 Video Warehouse locations around us. 2 in Macon and 2 in Warner Robins. And one by one, they would close. Actually, I think 3 of the 4 closed like weeks apart from each other. So it was bittersweet because we would rent movies there every week. We would go in there and rent something to watch. I remember standing there trying to find a movie, and on the TV, X-Men 2, X2, X-Men United, the trailer for that was playing, and I remember renting that at Video Warehouse. Actually, you could reserve movies in advance and pick them up the day of, because, popular movies back then would sell out immediately. But you could put like a $2 or $5 down payment down or something random. And so I remember renting movies there, buying movies there. But when they started closing one by one, it was great because all these movies in the entire store were for sale. So a lot of the older ones they had, you could get. They had a lot of rare movies that I would get. A lot of new stuff that just came out I would get. So that is Video Warehouse. And next up is Blockbuster. And before we get to Blockbuster, I just remembered there was a local store that I didn't even think about until I started Video Warehouse. But it was not Suncoast Video. It was like Hollywood Pictures Video or something. But when they went, they were like just a local like store. They were like next to a beauty salon, and then there was like a Chinese takeout. But anyway, I'm bringing this one up. I've been doing pictures of the extinct movie places. I might can find a picture of this one. But the reason I'm bringing this one up is when they went out of business, they had all these new release titles they were selling. I want to say it was like 5 for $20 or something like that. And this was right when Avengers came out, all the new stuff that was out. This is the end, I think was right around that time. But I would buy 5 brand new titles. Avengers I would buy multiples of and trade them into Movie Stop. That's coming up on the list. So I would pay $20 and get like $88 in credit. So I would get like a $68 profit on movies. So we did that for weeks. We would do that until eventually the the trade-in value would decrease to where it wasn't worth doing anymore. But I thought I would share that story because there is, if multiple movie stores are going out of business, there's money to be made there. I just remember trading in, because I had Avengers, but we didn't have Blu-ray at the time. So I just had the DVD version, and I remember trading those in. And the guy there, Justin, would always tease me. He's like, "How are you getting all these Avengers copies?" And I would tell him about the store. And we would always have a good laugh. But movie stops coming up. Anyway, back to Blockbuster. If you've watched the documentary, The Last Blockbuster, great documentary about the last location that's left, featured in Captain Marvel, that scene where she crashes through Blockbuster. So many great memories of Blockbuster. I'll share probably my favorite Blockbuster memory. We had Cousins Week. All the cousins would get together in the summer and have a week where we would just hang out, swim, go to Six Flags, play Monopoly, do a whole bunch of stuff. But during that week, after a swim at the pool, we would go to Blockbuster, and in our aunt's van, she had a TV VCR combo, which back then meant you were the coolest person. But we rented Legally Blonde, and we would watch that 3 or 4 times to get the whole movie, because you couldn't watch a movie in one van ride. Next up is Movie Stop, which I did talk about briefly. You could trade movies in there. They had a wide selection of old and new movies. Actually, I got Clubhouse Detectives there. Who remembers that great murder mystery film? A lot of the old Universal horror monster classics, Wolfman, Dracula, I got there. The Mummy, I got there, so it will always hold a special place in my heart. But they would have these midnight movie release parties. You couldn't officially buy a movie that came out on Tuesday until midnight. So Monday they would have these midnight parties. You could get free pizza, you got drinks. They would give away prizes. I got several Hunger Game posters. We got pins. We got free movies. At one point we had 6 new releases that we didn't pay for. Well, you had to do like a $5 down payment deposit, but all of those were free. Multiple, we would win almost every week. We would go there. So that became a bit of a thing. We got close with the manager Justin there. So sad when they closed. Such a bittersweet moment, because we got a buttload of pops and movies and different things, action figures, but so sad because we would walk in and all of them would instantly know the twins are here, and any new person training, they would say, "These twins, they come in here all the time." And we would get a magazine subscription, Entertainment Magazine. Actually, they closed 4 years ago, and I just renewed our subscription. And the card you would get a percentage off your payment. It the more you used it, you could earn free movies. So we would earn free movies then, and you would get discounts on used movies and a bunch of perks. But the entertainment magazine was supposed to last a year, so the next year it should have quit. But Entertainment Magazine sent me a magazine every month for 4 years in a row. They just recently stopped doing it, which was such a bummer, because who doesn't like a free entertainment magazine? With all the Marvel and DC stuff, they had some cool articles, but Movie Stop was my store, and I'm so bummed that it had to go away. And not because of the store. The store was making more money than GameStop, which was across the road, but the owner didn't want to pay for rent at that space or something, some bogus reason. So sad. So many cool memories from Movie Stop. Did you have a Movie Stop near you? I know there were a couple locations in Atlanta and Georgia. Not sure if it was rolled out as much as GameStop, but comment down below if you had a Movie Stop near you. Movie Gallery. Movie Gallery? Who remembers that? I'm not a singer, so don't make fun of me. But that was their theme song, if you will. Such a cool place. That's where I got Splitting Hairs. Who remembers that movie? With Moranis. Anybody remember that? About a child heir that gets switched at birth. Twins. Kind of like a Prince and the Pauper type movie. So the one memory I have from Movie Gallery, besides the theme song. Next we have Hollywood Video. Not a lot I remember from Hollywood Video. We would go there a lot when we traveled, because we didn't really have a Hollywood Video around us. But when we would go off different places, there would be Hollywood Videos, a lot of like thriller, like Entrapment. I remember getting at Hollywood Video. Not much else I remember from there. Cool sign, I do remember that. The Hollywood Video sign was awesome. Then we'll end with probably my favorite store, Media Play. I'm not sure if it was a local chain or like throughout the United States, but Media Play was in Macon, right next to a shoe carnival, and we would go there. Our school would sell candy bars, and Media Play is the one place we could stand in front of and sell candy bars to people coming in and out, and we would win the competition, but the principal thought it fair that he could enter his own competition and win the money that students were supposed to win. Whole different story. We won't get on that rabbit trail, but we would get second and third, so we would get gift cards and go directly back to Media Play. I have this sick like 3D artwork of Spider-Man during the separation anxiety. So Spider-Man, Carnage, Venom. So that's a cool thing I got there. Got Private Eyes there with Don Knotts. I got ridiculously overpaid for the platinum DVD edition of The Lion King, because our mom sold our VHS clamshell of The Lion King. So I think I paid like $32 for it. Ridiculous. It was like the 10th, I guess it would have been the 10th anniversary. So 06, 05, 06, around there. But packed with features. And I have the Blu-ray now, the Platinum combo of Lion King, but I still keep that DVD edition because I hate to get rid of it since I did pay a little much for it. But they had massive sections of VHS. They did have a little section of DVDs, CDs, books, anything imaginable, media related, they had it there. And such a cool store. The sign was cool too. It's like these little circles that form faces, and there's like music notes that form media play. So cool. Hope you enjoyed this look back at extinct movie stores. Comment down below some of your memories from some of these stores. Blockbuster. Did you have Linko? Do you remember is Media Play just a Macon, Georgia thing? I have no idea. Video Warehouse, I'm sure most of you had those. So like, subscribe down below if you're new, share with a video Blockbuster lover. Until next time, guys, keep collecting.